Sudah, Pak Andi.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Today is the second session of our Contact Center Association leader or ICAPAC Speak, and we initiate a talk. We call it a leaders talk, and today we invite four leaders within ICAPAC Speak, and I will introduce you one by one. And I think it's better to let them introduce themselves and give some overview about what we are talking about. And today we will talk about very special topic. It's about millennials. Yeah, I think we are all considered regarding this new generation to take over, of course, the leadership. Yeah, and I think even though all the speakers here is not millennial anymore, but I think the spirit of them still millennial. Yeah, they feel very young, of course. Yeah, especially because we are working in contact center. If we are working in contact center, we always feel like young and younger, yeah, because considering all the problems of the customer, and and of course this is a chance for us to make us happy together. So let me introduce one by one of the speaker, and I give a chance for them to introduce themselves. And please welcome the first one from Hong Kong, Miss Joyce Poon. Yeah.
Hi, hello everyone. First of all, thank you, Andy, for having me, and it's great to be here and meet all the good young friends. I just have a very simple introduction of myself. My name is Joyce Poon. I have over 27 years of experience in running BPO contact center in China and Hong Kong. And now currently I serve in the capacity of Vice Chair Lady of Hong Kong Customer Contact Association, the Vice President of China Customer Call Center and CRM Association, and also the Secretary General of Greater China Association. And I'm now the CEO of Equity Global Consultants Limited. Then I think I just as Andy said, we are not millennials, but just a generation behind them. We are from Generation X, right? And I'm fortunate to witness the evolution of contact center industry over the years, from the 90s traditional contact center to internet contact center around year 2000, and then to multimedia contact center after a decade, and now the digital omni-channel contact center at anywhere, anytime. So at the same time, simultaneously, the leadership style has iterating along the evolution from Gen X to Gen Y, millennial, and then Gen Z, the coming generation. So I think I feel blessed, to go along with the whole transformation. And today's topic, the millennial leaders in contact center, is an interesting topic, and I look forward to a fruitful discussion with other speakers, my good young friends, and the other participants in the conference. Okay, yeah.
I see.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. Okay, Joyce have so many positions in Hong Kong and in China and other so many positions. I think these ladies have a lot of experience. And one time I visit one of her contact center in Guangzhou, I think, yeah, for disability. Yeah, I like to visit that location. Yeah.
Thank
you. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you.
And the second speaker is from Thailand. Please welcome Sarun. Kun Sarun.
Hi, I'm Saran Weswapon from Thailand. My position is as a president of Thai Contact Center Association, and I am the owner of the contact center company. which we are the telemarketing company. We have about 200 agents calling every day and to sell the products to the all the Thai population. Also for the millennials, I think today we can share the experience. I'm not the generation, but my employees, most of my employees, millennial generation. So I can share that what they think or what they do or what they want to do or what they want, because we change a lot I think every half of the year to meet their request or to meet their expectation, because their expectation is different. We cannot think in our own and then treat them like that. So we have to see that how to treat them. And I think the key one is the connection, connecting people. You know, if you have the one people that can connect between the 3 generations, that's the important people to help you run the organization. So, and thank you very much to invite me to talk during the boring situation like lockdown like this, so we can share and we can have fun in this session. Thank you, and talk to you.
Kun Saran. And the next speaker is from China. Yeah, Guangzhou is Lily Sen. Please welcome.
Thank you, Andy. So hello, everyone. Nice to join the section today. Introduce a bit of myself. I'm Lily Shen. I'm the regional head of HSBC Contact Center Share Operations. Currently, I look after the HSBC Contact Center team, about 3,000 people. Kind of, I think, one of the biggest contact center across globally. And the team is supporting multiple ASP countries. So I love the topic of millennials. Actually, currently, they are the subject matter of experts in contact center. Quite a lot of them are already taking the leaders role, the managers roles. To some extent, actually, they are the current and future of contact center. So I expect that there will be a healthy and fruitful discussion today with all of you.
Thank you, Lily. Welcome. Yeah. And last but not least, of course, this very good performance insurance company in Thailand. Yeah, great. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Sawadee everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Andy for having me as part of this sharing session. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Squashiano. Actually, I originally from Hong Kong, and I have 20 years of startup experience. So you can imagine I'm no longer a millennial, but but of course, I still keep stay young for myself. And I left home in Hong Kong with big courageous in 2015 and joined Rujai.com as one of the startup pioneer. And now I'm the Chief Customer Officer at Rujai. And my key roles and responsibility is for sure to lead the team to deliver the best customer experience in Thailand. Rujai is actually an online company for motor and health insurance. And as you may know that, insurance process is always complicated, especially when accidents happened. So our philosophy is using innovative solutions to make the life easier for our customers. And Rujai is still a very young company, and now we have around 220 staff, and from which, and actually 85% of the staff are in Y and Z generations. And in my contact center itself, there's around 89% in this segment. So today, I hope that I can share some useful insights around millennial leaderships with you. Thank you.
Thank you, great. Great, yeah. I call it great, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for joining our leaders talk. And let me, I think it's better start with Lily. Yeah. It's better, Lily, to talk about what is what do you think about the work style of millennial in your contact center?
So work style, I think this Gen Y group of people in general, they value effective, interesting, and dynamic working environment. So stability, the security of job don't look attractive to them. So instead, and hardworking is not a popular word when I have conversation with them too. So they value actually a more balanced working life, and I think those values, like for example, the environment needs to be effective, needs to be interesting, need to be dynamic, and also they should see the balance in both work and life, because when they enjoy life and then at the same time they enjoy the work, I don't need to ask them to work harder, but actually, I mean, the passion that they hold will be reflected in the work. So this kind of value, when I have interaction with them, I can see that is reflected in their leadership and also their work style. So because they value them, and then they try very hard to convince the leadership teams, like my team and also my ESCO members, to invest into those environments. So they actually are influencing an open culture, defining the practices to work smarter instead of work harder. And then actually, although quite a lot of them are young, because the Gen Y also includes people ranging 15 years, I think, in the whole range. So they are more or less influencing the strategy of how we run contact center too, especially our people strategy. Yeah, this is how I look at their work style.
I see. How many percentage your employee are millennial?
Sorry, Andy?
How many percentage of your?
Our average age is about 26. It's right in the middle. Okay. So I haven't done the calculation roughly. I think over about 70% actually. Wow. It's a big number, because the way that I look at Gen Y, I think for alignment is 25 years old to 34, around that range. They are the Gen Y. So actually the majority are Gen Y. I am the abnormal one because of the passion in contact center. So yeah, with over 15 years here. So the majority are actually falling under that range of age. Yeah. So they are really the backbone.
Thank you, Lily. I think I offer to Joyce. Yeah, this is talking about the one example of a bank in China. What do you think in overall in China and Hong Kong, whether the same situation or any other perspective?
I think in China is quite specific, because in China, let's say for example, the first tier city in China, over 70% are Gen Y and Gen Z, and they are also from most of them are from 70% of them have come from single child family. So it is quite this is a very unique characteristics, and so they are very independent, particularly they are interested in they follow their hearts, they are interested in audio, video, entertainment, comic, cartoons, and have very strong entrepreneur mindset. And so that's the in comparison, I think in Hong Kong the average age of the agents may be a bit higher. I don't have the exact statistic on hand, but compared, just as Lily just mentioned, that in China, as per my experience working with those contact center, the average age of the frontline is under 30. And particular with those projects related to e-commerce, it will be even younger, less than under 25. In Hong Kong, it would be a little bit, maybe higher than this age range. So that's the difference. So it's very interesting, especially in China, and as the social media, the social network is very popular in China, around over I think over 85% of those Gen Y and Gen Z, they actively attached to the social network, and yeah, and they like short video, they like playing games. They, especially for girls, they like taking photos. For maybe for young guys, they like taking photo, and I mean for the young ladies, they like taking selfie and so on. So they have a special interest. It's quite different from the previous generation. And so let's say just as Lily just mentioned, and all these so when we redefining the new operating model in our contact center, we have to observe those characteristics of the new generation. Let's say say for example, during the recruitment interview, as Lee just said, they have more concern about a team-friendly environment, the training and development opportunity, work-life balance. So as Lee just said, it's hardly to hurt those hardworking attitude, and so they are brand conscious as well. And surprisingly, compensation package, in a lower ranking of the list, they are not really that concerned about the compensation package. That is the difference of the new millennials and the Gen Z generation with the previous one.
Yeah, thank you, Joyce. It's very valuable information regarding this. Compensation is not the the list of the priority of them. How about you, Greg?
Okay, I think.
Okay.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think in Thailand, I think it's very similar for the millennials. I think nowadays the millennials are actually more willing to speak out, and also they are more likely, to challenge the old ways of doing things. Mm-hmm. So as a leader ourselves, we really need to welcome the challenge, and also we should always promote a very open culture. And also I think it is also very, very important. You need to provide different channels for them to speak out. So for example, in Rujai, in company level, of course, like other company, we do have the annual employee survey to let them to voice out, asking them for feedback. But actually we also have a monthly employee committee meeting. And the purpose of the committee is to give all the staff that an opportunity to formally and effectively to communicate all the matters in relations to work conditions and benefits. And our CEO and also our HR manager is in charge of the meeting. So they feel that, their voice being listened. I think it is very important. And then in the contact center level, of course, yes, as usual, we have the monthly one-on-one to talk about the feedback on performance. And also like other contact center, we also encourage the staff to log a VOC, but for Rujai, we also encourage them to log VOS, the voice of staff. So what we do is, other than the monthly VOC meeting, and after that, we also have a VOS sessions. Since, our agents is actually handling more than 1,000 calls a month. So they have lots of insights. It's not just, to voice out on behalf of our customer perspective, but also they can voice out in staff perspective or even in user level perspective for our improvements. So as a leader myself, I always, welcome feedback for improvement. And secondly, I would say that nowadays we need to be more embraced with new ways of communications. Especially now, like under the pandemic situations, we have staff work from home, and we really need to use different ways of communications to communicate with them. Of course, like today, we use a Zoom meeting, and also we also use a lot of other means of communications with them, like Microsoft Teams, and we also use a video training, and we also use a Facebook. We have an employee Facebook page, and then we use it to communicate and engage with our staff. And I think also in terms of in company perspective, nowadays, most of the companies also use a lot of digitalizations to market the product. So take Rujai as an example, we also optimize use of the digitalization through the whole customer journey.
Yeah.
So nowadays, I would say human and digitalizations are actually working together to optimize the customer process. As millennial leaders, I think we need to explore new ways of communications, and not just for our staff, but also for our customers. And in this way, I can see that my millennials in the contact center, they feel so cool on the technology that we use, and they feel proud, to work in an insurtech company. So yeah, and also I think another thing I can spot out is that for millennials nowadays, they also more prefer to work as a team. Teamwork approach is very important. So as a leader, I think that we should also invite them, for more teamwork involvement, and also seek them for opinions and also feedback as well. And as I mentioned before, because they like to voice out, and they like their voice being listened. So I think it is very important. And then at the same time, I think we should, try to involve the team in some company projects that allow them, to give opinion and feedback. And at the same time, for example, in Rujai, we have some project is actually involve inter-departments that allow them to exchange ideas in different perspectives. Because obviously, a contact center agent, a millennials, they don't want to be a contact center agent in their whole life, just picking up the call. So they are also looking at more exposure. So I think in this way, they feel more happy. And I can also take an example. Recently, I have an ISO certification project on complaint management. I assigned my trainer to be the project leader, and plus a few members from the contact center team. And I gave them the freedom, to really plan, do, check at the whole project.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, from time to time, I also gave them some guidance and also advices when needed. And at the end, they are able to engage all the contact center stakeholders, from me as the chief to the managers, team leaders, agents, and QA, all the levels. And we are I'm feeling so glad that last week we just passed our stage 1 audit, and we are going to have the certifications audit next month. So we are feeling so glad that this team approach is really definitely driving us to achieve goals together. So I think this is the work style of millennials in the contact center and impact our contact center operations. Thank you.
Thank you, Gret. It's very, very valuable information. It seems that actually is hardworking in contact center for millennial. Is there, but in their style. Actually, they want to do more, but in their style. They want to do it. So let's get a point from Saran about Thailand itself, because Grat may be talking about the Rojai, but maybe we can get a point of view from Thailand from Saran. Please.
In Thailand, most of the Thai millennial, they are like stronger, more aggressive.
Aggressive, okay.
Straightforward. Even though in the social
Social media.
In the social media, and also, what can I say? They have they have in Thailand they have fighting in the the protester, and they have like
political,
Also,
okay.
they speak a lot and stronger.
Okay.
That's the style of the new one. But from in the contact center, I think when the challenge of us, like we are the top management, is the communication to them, because they will work stronger, we work harder, or they will work everywhere every time if they have the passion and they have the passion to hit the target. So the millennial, they want just the target, but they don't want us to tell them how to go there.
I see.
Just tell them that what is the target you want and what I get. That's it.
I see. Okay.
They will speak out also. You can ask them, hey, what do you want to
achieve the target?
Gen X with us, we will talk to our boss like, what do you want? We will answer like, depend on you, you know. No, I want car, I want a big bonus, I want double salary, something like that. So when you talk to them, you have to prepare the answer also, that you can have the authority to say yes or no or not. If you said, if you want like this, I have to get to the committee, or it's not exciting for them.
Okay.
So every time you want to talk to them and give them the target, you have to have authorized for the budget.
I see. Authority, yeah.
Yeah, and then if it's in your budget, then you say yes, and then you okay, yes, and go.
And they achieve.
Yeah, and then maybe not.
Maybe not.
Also, when we build up them already, then we have to support them. Like look further, and then okay, if they want to help or not, but you need to wait to them to raise their hand.
I see.
When they raise their hand, you can get into them. But if they not raise their hand yet, and then they keep trying, so keep them trying, and then sometimes you will get some solution that you not ever think before.
Okay.
And it's maybe better than you plan.
Okay.
But sometimes if it's not better, but it's achieved, it's okay. That make them more confidence.
I see. Yeah.
And the key thing is, another thing is, you know, because in the Thai culture, the millennial maybe if they're stronger, maybe their boss maybe like 40s Gen X. Culture is it cannot get together. So that's what I said first, that we have to have the connecting people.
Okay.
So and the best connecting people is the top management. So top management have to learn how to communicate to them, and how to connect the Gen X to the millennial.
I see.
If you know, then because Gen X, who can tell Gen X to do?
Yeah.
Only boss, right?
Yeah.
Gen X, most of them they will not listen to the millennial.
I see.
But the millennial want everyone to listen to them. That's a fighting culture. So the middleman have to be, I think, the big boss, or sometimes I can find some millennial that they can be the connecting people, because maybe they live with grandma, grandpa, and live with many more older people in the families.
I see.
I think similar to Indonesian and Thailand and China, we are a big family culture.
Big family, yeah.
So if they are like that, so they will still have some kind of the species of the Gen X in their mind.
Yeah.
They listen to the older people. So they are the good one to be the connecting part. So if you have the connecting people is good, then you have the complete jigsaw to manage them. Okay.
Thank you, Saran. Yeah. Okay. I think let's get to the point of this one. It's interesting to talking about the millennial. Then, of course, beside of the advantage of millennial, there is a challenge behind that. How to prepare for them to be and develop them to be in line with our contact center operation. Maybe Joyce want to talk first?
Okay, sure. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think I totally agree with the others, because Greg, Lily, and just Sarun just mentioned that about the millennium, and I'm also, I think I have the first-hand experience with the new generation, because I got two sons. One is millennial, and one is a Gen Z. So I got the first-hand experience, a personal experience with them, you know, and so it's very important, you know. I can perceive myself not their parents. I'm their sisters, you know. They don't want to, you know, work under your microscope. You know, they feel very stressful. So this is the working style, I think, for the millennials. And also and as I just mentioned, when we there are impacts to the contact center in terms of the team management, how we manage the team, how we recruit, how to setting the goals, and to manage the performance as well. So in terms of that, we have to review that. We have to identify the capability gaps, you know, we have right now. So I would say that in compare with the traditional contact centers, the new era contact center, they need more soft skills and hard skills. Soft skills like especially I think in the coming years, technology, of course, there are a lot of new technologies coming in, but they won't replace the human, I think the human presence, and and those technology will actually better facilitate and support our human and machine interaction. So that it will free up our human resources to provide more intensive customer experience, you know, to our customer. We can have more emotional ability, you know, and so that in that case, we have to help our millennium leaders to build up their leadership brand, to act as a role model in the contact center. So in terms of soft skills, I would say that like empathy, collaboration, persuasion, creativity, and adaptability. These are the soft skills they need, you know, to enhance them, to upskill themselves to face the future, to future fit the upcoming contact center. For the hard skills, they need we have to provide the opportunity for them to learn the artificial intelligence, the data analytics, or even the UX designs or video production. You know, these kind of we have to provide them with the structure and stretch training, so that to ensure them they can catch up with the requirement of the new contact center. And also, as Greg just mentioned, that we have to inject some agile, through cross team assignment. Let's say we contact center, I think we need to organize some selected teams to work with other business units with very clear mission to deliver cross-functional values, let's say by channel, by customer journey, or by product. Yeah, from marketing to IT department to customer experience design, so on. So that we can provide a broader, exposure for them, in order to meet their expectation, from the job, and also meet their satisfaction to the job as well.
Yeah. Joyce, do you say that millennials want to learn generalist or many things, or they want to learn something specific?
Both, I think, from both ends. It depends. So that's why now I think it's different from the traditional, operation management model. We have to be very people oriented. So the leaders, the millennial leaders, they are very important. They will bridge up, between the top management and also the front line. And then so that's why I think the two process is very important: the coaching and the huddles process. They through the coaching and huddle, they can understand the needs, what they need, what they expect from the company, and then so what the leaders and what management has to provide is the opportunity. So some of them may interested, in a broader area. They want to know more. They are exploring whether they want to further develop their career in a specific career. They don't know, but they want to know. But some of them, they are very they already know their path. then and they will come to ask you, I want to do that. I want to be a leader. I want to be a manager in 2 years, 3 years, or even, you know, a very short period of time. So I think as a manager and also a millennial leader, we have to listen through the interaction with our leaders and also frontline staff, to know what they need and then what we can offer. You know, it's not easy to fulfill all the requirements, but as long as we know what they ask for, what they need, we will try to offer and to strike a balance between both in order to meet, you know, the company's objective. Yeah.
Thank you, Joyce. Back to Lily, maybe want to share some point regarding how you develop the leader in your team. Yeah, whether they have become specific or become generalists.
Yeah. Currently, I actually same as Joyce mentioned. The first thing is to actually to understand their aspiration, as well as to understand their capability gap. So the way that I am doing is to help them from 2 aspects. One is to build their exposure, because actually in our organization, success is built upon collective efforts. So the contact center is just one part to build a customer journey. So when they progress, when the Gen Y, the millennials progress in their career, the stronger influence that they are going to make is linked with how much actually their capability has built up, and how strong that their connectivity has already been there. So from the exposure aspects, I normally encourage them to move on in 2 years' time. So because I mentioned that, for example, in my remit, it includes over 100 different departments within that 3,000 people. So it means that they can progress to look after different ASP markets, and also they can progress in different work streams, even in contact center. So from direct customer facing to specialized analysis of the customer journey, or to working with the IT on the projects or change agenda. So that's why from the exposure aspects, they kind of rotate, and then to build their profile, and then build their connectivity. And sometimes I provide the talent pool actually for the other remits of HSBC too. So ask them to go out and then to come back. For example, currently in my core team, 50% of the vice presidents in my team who are leading at least 500 to 600 team members, with the influence in the team, they are the Gen Y. So, but the majority of them are actually working contact center for a few years. They join the upstream or downstream or product line for about 1 or 2 years, and then I grab them back to contact center to take up a more strategic position. So because from that aspect, they are able to connect the dots. They can really uplift the value that contact center can apply. So this is one approach related to how to expand the exposure, and also how to make them have a stronger connectivity outside of a contact center to actually to support their career as well as the business success. Another thing that I'm currently helping them is to look at the future skill. Joyce mentioned future fits. So it's the same word that we used to. So we focus on 9 future skills, including curiosity, creativity, connectivity, customer engagement, developing people, communicating with impact, change and transformation, resilience, and growth. So all these 9 we called future skills have a series of programs among themed promotions, self-learning platforms, speakers talks, this kind of stuff. So they are, we want to create the learning culture in a more interactive and also like this one. So we also run similar forums like this, and then we don't force people to join. But I can find that the most the talents with the most aspiration, I can often find them registered in all those forums. So this is the way that we train the soft skills part. Yeah. So
Okay.
kind of two key approaches. Yeah.
Can I ask regarding this? This very good approach, yeah. But sometimes when you move someone from contact center to another department, they don't want to back to contact center.
So I got you. So that's why we need to encourage people to understand that no matter contact center or no matter no matter operations or other aspect, it's just part of their career.
I see.
And then as long as the influence of a contact center can be uplifted, as long as, because this generation, they don't really care what they're doing. They care what means to their future. They care their value to be recognized, and then they can progress further. So why they want to come back to join me? One reason is that in these few years, I'm also bringing opportunities from from different areas, creating new jobs. So, for example, I can do in the old days we provided service, but now we provided not service, but service plus customer need fulfillment, and also we also provide customer voice based solutions, recommendations to business, and then we kind of to move from a pure service and need fulfillment center to a solution center. So and then when we uplift the value, and then we create more jobs. And even some of the jobs, they don't exist before. So, and we build it and got the sponsorship. And then because I send a lot of people out, and then I kind of, we build a name, they know that the quality of contact center is very good. They want to follow, they want to rejoin again, because I would not hold them back if they want to leave again. So yeah, so it's very healthy. So what I look at it, so that's why I share. So 50% or currently of the core team, they have overseas experiences. They have a different domains experiences. They are still willing come back. Come back to join contact center. So this is what I'm happy about actually.
Okay, thank you, Lily. And how about you, Gretiano?
For me, I think it's also quite similar to what Lily said. And I think millennials are actually seeking for job fulfillment and also career development. Just like what Joyce said, they always say that, okay, in 5 years, I want to be a manager. And also like Kun Saran said, actually, they are very ambitious and they are asking this and that, but at the same time, they may probably don't know what is the core competencies of themselves. So I think as a leader, what happened, what important is we need to set a very clear career development plan for them. And at the same time, we also need to identify their talents. And then we should, commensurate their skills into the job required. Since I would say Rujai business is very unique. So I think it is very important, we need to train our staff the way what we want, to implement the business. So strategically, actually, we position our contact center as a training school for the company. So within the contact center itself, we provide a vertical growth opportunity for the agents, and they can promote to team leader, trainers, QAs, and also team leaders also have the career path to assistant managers, and then also head of department. I think Kun Saran is the person who witnesses the growth of our staff in the last few years. Since I think it is also very Rujai specific because our company is very new, so we keep growing. So we actually have a lot of opportunities, for our staff. And also, we provide a horizontal growth opportunity within the company. We have an internal policies that for contact center staff, they can apply to other departments after 2 years working in the contact center. As I mentioned to you, I think the millennials nowadays, they start their career in the contact center, and I believe that they are not, enjoying to really talk to customer like more than 1,000 calls a month and keep talking to people. They also have expectations on their career. And since they know so well 2 years in the contact center process, product, system, and most important is the customer experiences. So I think it is definitely beneficial, to other positions within the company. So we also, have many successful cases that our contact center staff move to claim team, underwriting team, marketing team, and even HR. So I believe that actually in my contact center, we also do quite similar things, like we provide the lead gen training, we have the refreshment training, we have the PIP in place to improve their performance. We also have PDP to develop their career, and sometimes we also send them for some external professional trainings as well. But I think the key differences is we provide them a 2 full months fundamental training. And from the training itself, we train them multi-skills. We do not just train them like only inbound or only outbound, but actually we train them both inbound, outbound, as well as social media interactions. And also we train them cover all the functions within the contact center, like sales function, service function, underwriting, claim process, and also we train them to get the insurance license. And I think the 2 months is really intensive enough to let them to understand the whole process, as well as we provide scenario mock-up training that's outside of the classroom. Yeah. So for example, we set up accident scenes to show them how we handle the claim reporting process. And also we send them to the workshop to see the repairing process. So they are able to really visualize the real customer experience when they talk to the customers. I think it is very important nowadays for the millennials because, classroom training is very boring. And if just all theory talk, they feel boring. So I think it is good you engage with them and let them visualize the whole customer journey, so that when they talk to customers, they are really able to visualize the situations and handle the situation better, and also deliver a better customer experience. And other key differences for us, I think, is because our contact center environment really allows them to utilize them multi-skills. Because I believe in a lot of contact center, normally they hire the agents, if it is an inbound agents, and then they train them for service skills. And also, for example, like it's an outbound telemarketing contact center, maybe they hire the agents to train them the sales skills. But for us, because we run our omnichannel contact center with a blended model to handle inbound, outbound, and also social media interactions. And also within our contact center itself, we allow our staff to rotate within different teams to experience the sales process. In the sales team, the service team, the video car inspection team, the video claim reporting team, even renewal team, and also long voice team, payment collection team. So actually our environment is really, allow them, to utilize the skill that they already learned. And it's just like language, if you learn the language, you keep practice and then you do it well. Yeah. But if you don't keep, use the language, you will quickly lose it. So I think in short, training is important, but at the same time, we need to really able through the process, identify what is their talents and their core competencies, and then commensurate their skills into the job required. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, it means that a lot of things we do for millennials, it seems that we give so many opportunities for them we challenge them to do a lot of things. You give multi-skill, you provide them moving to other other department. So many opportunity for them. It seems that maybe it's not happen when we are growing our career. We are not giving so many opportunity to flexibility to do that. Yeah. So how about Sarun? So is so many opportunity for millennial, or we want to utilize them?
And they have to be on our position one day.
Yeah, of course.
So which means all in. Need to know everything.
It is mutual beneficial. It's mutual beneficial, you know. Yeah.
We have another more aggressive millennial coming in, you know.
Okay.
Okay. For me, in summary, I think you talk about a lot of training strategy, but for me, I think the key success to develop them is three things. First is attitude. If you know what they want, and then you build them, build their attitude to be the good attitude, to get more information or more knowledge on what you gonna train them, then they will love to train, and then they have the passion to train. You don't need to like force them or control them. Hey, you must not sleep in the training room. You have to get on time. No need, because if they want to know, they will come.
I see.
Second step is then after you build their attitude, then you train them. You give them the knowledge, information, everything, because their brain is open, their mind is open already, so you can put everything in them. Third step is just you make them more skilled, so practicing them in their skill, and then after that you can develop them easier. For example, in my telemarketing, you know, when I train them with the new version of the product, okay,
yeah,
they are selling the first version. We have second version, so normally they will think that they know all. They don't want to be trained. They know already the second version. Little things more than first version. So
okay.
they don't care, okay. And after that, so we tell them, okay, the second version today we're gonna train, and if you can sell that, you have special incentive. Okay, so you will change their attitude. Okay, they want money, they want the special incentive, so they want to know everything about the second version of the product. Then, you know, when we train, everyone come, and everyone is very focused on the trainer, a lot of questions to the trainer, and then they sell a lot.
Okay.
If you don't tell them have incentive, you know, their attitude is boring, so they don't want to know. So that's very easy.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you know that what they want, put that thing on their attitude, and if they get part of the training, they will get what they want, and then they will be the very good student for you.
I see.
That's all.
This is a little bit contradictory between Joyce say that compensation is the lowest list of them, but Saran say that you give them better compensation and they will change the target. But, yeah,
the compensation. Sometimes it's just like something that what they want.
I see. Okay.
Not at all the time that they want only the money.
I see. Okay. Yeah. No, it's not only the money for the compensation. It could be is another thing.
Could be like,
I think the compensation is kind of incentive. Yeah. Kind of incentive, reward, and not the basic requirement, not the standard requirement. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think we need to give a chance to participant to ask question. Can we?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Please, if anyone want to ask questions specifically, I think this is a good chance for us because we can have overview from China, Hong Kong, and Thailand. Please, if you want to say something, ask question.
Or maybe you share your case, and then we can like have a comment or any
Yeah.
information at all.
Oh, okay. There is a one Pak Sudibyo, but this is not a question. Yeah, this is comment only.
Come on.
Come on.
Never quiet, okay?
No,
You are aggressive. Eh?
Arun, you look like Gen Z. Yeah, you don't have the patience, right?
Now you are on the trip, you know.
Yeah.
Then maybe I get a little bit comment on the second comment. So I can see that it's not a comment, it's still a question.
Okay.
It's about the strategy to fulfill the compliance regulators, PDP, especially on, I think, financial institution business, right?
Yes, sure.
So yeah, because exactly I'm working in that environment. So the way that we do it is that we do set the value assessment as part of the recruitment process. So because you're right that to work for a financial institution, for example, integrity and also adhere to discipline, data protection, and this kind of stuff are some basic requirements for the candidates. So that's why not everybody is easygoing. They can be easygoing in their lifestyle. It doesn't mean that they are very easygoing when they move into the operation, because when they join the operation, they can be trained. They have a lot of self-esteem, self-respect. They want to be professional. So that is what I can also see from them. So as long as they have the elements of showing high integrity and so respect to disciplines, they understand the financial impact to people. After they go through that, and then together with they pass also the other part of the interview, role play, for example, for contact center, and then we will take them. And then after we take them, in the whole onboarding processes, we actually in both the classroom training, on the job training, we have the mentor, we have the buddy to showcase to them how they can be professional. So we are not using the discipline to make them bounded, but instead we tell them that it is a professional role. So you start as a contact center agent working in a financial institution. You have the opportunity to start from here, knowing the customer, knowing the business with the products, and then build the strong starting point of your career. So you can progress strongly within contact center, or as I said earlier, you can also have the opportunity to learn from the more senior people to go around different upstream, downstream, and then come back to be the most senior people in contact center. So the way that we manage this is to build the concept of being professional. So to work in a bank, being professional is to respect discipline and also to respect the customer, to protect the customers. Yeah, this is the approach that we are doing.
Okay, thank you, Lily, for the good point. Greg is also in the insurance company, so it's also have a very what is the procedural? Yeah, there is a risk behind that one. Of course, how do you think about the quality assurance team in the contact center?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. Actually, I think it's quite similar to what Lily just mentioned. In the insurance, actually, we also have a lot to comply, and also have regulations to follow. So I think nowadays the contact center challenge is under the pandemic, we need to send the staff to work from home. So it's like a lack of visibility of what they are doing at home and how to control in the data security perspective, for example. However, I think that yes, this is all the questions on our head, but I think nowadays technology is really playing a very important part, to address these issues. Just take a simple examples in our business, for example, or obviously, Rujai is also selling insurance. So, which means that, of course, customer can go to our website to purchase insurance online through the whole online process. But at the same time, actually, our contact center is also doing a lot of selling. All right. So if the staff is work from home, then you may question about, how do they handle the credit card informations at home? How will they capture the credit card? So actually what we did is actually we can send during the sales process, the staff can still work from home, but they can send an email or an SMS to the customer and route the customer back to our website for the payment. So this is one of the technology actually can solve the problem. And also in terms of work from home, we are lacking of visibility, to see what they are doing. It's not really the case. Actually, of course, we have the contact center supervision module. We can track performance real time. And also we have we call that event monitoring module. Actually, we can track all the work from home activities in data security perspective. We can even know, how many click, how many views of each of the agents. So I think that I would say with the, change of the world, with the dynamic change of the world, and also digitalizations, I think technology is really, address a lot of those issues.
Okay. And someone is monitoring that activities. Someone in your company in Rojai monitoring that activities.
Yeah. Our IT
Quality
is
assurance,
monitoring these activities. Yes.
Oh, IT. Oh, it's not quality assurance yet.
We do have QA. Also, we monitor this as well. But because if everybody work from home, if we because QA is just sample check, random check, we cannot, audit all the call, right?
Okay.
But in IT, in the background, we can track our CRM 100%. So we are able to track all the agents if they are work from home, what is the activities, and we'll create automatic monitoring and also alert.
I see.
Yeah.
You may need to share with me regarding what kind of technology you use later on, but this not the but this fine. Okay, we have another question here. Maybe Joyce or Sharon can answer this question. My question is Sharon, regarding how you manage the turnover. Asking about that because especially your company is working for telemarketing. I'm sure that the turnover is very high, but I don't know. What is your comment regarding?
So I just can I say I just fixed this in the last 3 months before.
I see.
I can share to them. Okay. Firstly, in my contact center, we have the standard salary for the agent, and also we have the abroad trip. We have the internal in country trip. And we have the bonus, like last year we pay like 7 months bonus.
Wow, 7 months.
Yeah, and we have the lunch for them, the meals free, something like that. we do many things for them. But you know what they said? They said, hey, another company have the salary more than my company, 2,000 baht. So they more. And when we calculate, when you calculate, what we give to them is about 10,000 a month.
Okay.
But you know what I said, the millennial, they care about today, not tomorrow.
I see.
So we fix is we increase the salary, the starting salary, like 2,000-3,000 baht, and then now a lot of them come and stay and happy and don't need the bonus and they don't care about to go abroad.
I see.
I think it's the first step. When they don't know what we are, we have to like get them through first, and then I think after 1 year we have the plan that we have to build up them in 1 year that they're gonna be in our culture. Then after that they will know, another more benefits. more than just only 2,000-3,000 baht for the fixed salary that they will get.
Okay.
So that is the next step for them to climb up. So,
Right.
but if the first one you say they're gonna have a blah 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 blah, but that blah 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 is another 12 months they will get, you know. But this month they want this month they want to get that.
See.
And another thing is we have to, I think we have to understand our behavior of the business that always our turnover will be high. So we have to set another standard. Don't compare our turnover to another business.
Okay.
So compare in our business, like if you have like, I don't know, for me in the telemarketing, if you have 10% of turnover rate every month, it's standard.
I see.
But you will surprise, oh wow, and then 10 months is go off. Yes. So you have to have the good recruiting, have the good training that will fix everything. So like if you say that I will not, I don't want to get older, can you make it?
I see. Okay.
Pass every second, you cannot. So it's the same, you know, so make your mind as the turnover is still high in our business. So we make the best, and then I think for the millennial, if they pass for my statistic in my company, if they pass 2 months, then more than 80% will go after 1 year. Okay.
I see.
But if they don't pass 2 months, then it's gone.
I see.
And you don't try to change them when they come first day. Like
okay.
You have to interview them, and if they don't want, if they are not the one,
I see.
let them go. Don't try to change them. It's very hard and lose your time.
I see. So better to let them go if within 2 months is not achieve something. Yes.
Yeah, it's
okay.
like a marriage, you know. Nowadays, everyone is, most of them divorced. Very
I
easy.
see. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Charan. How about Joyce? Maybe
Yes.
another perspective. Yeah,
Well,
how to engage? How
I think this is a very complicated, question, and also the pain point of any contact center. Yeah. And also the area that all the manager has to look at.
Yes.
It is not a single point of issue or problem. When we look at the turnover, there may be a lot of reasons, from the strategic view, whether your business, it depends on the business nature. Let's say it is, let's say when I run the BPO contact center, we have various projects. You will see, it differs. That's just as Sarun mentioned that, for telemarketing, they have higher turnover. For inbound, they may have lower turnover, and it depends on the industry, the nature of business that may also affect, the turnover. The turnover simply, maybe because of the compensation package, maybe, in terms of if you fulfill the same requirement, but there's difference of the compensation package that may also trigger, different turnover. But from the operation managed point of view, there are a lot of process that which will also affect the turnover. Let's say the recruitment. If you have recruit the right talent, once you recruit the right talent, how you manage them, the team management, the coaching, how to set the goals, the performance monitoring, and then the communication, the collaboration, the team, the employee engagement. So you will see there are a lot of different process which can affect the outcome of the turnover. So if I say from the operation management point of view, as I just mentioned, the millennial leaders are very important. He or she will be the middleman, he will be the medium between the top management and also the front line, as Sarun just said, so that's why the other, Grad, Lily, and Sarum also mentioned that, the resources allocation for the contact center management shifting. We shift more resources to people management. We allocate, since we might have saved costs, through new technologies, but now we will allocate more resources to people management in training. You will see that now, as just Lily and Gratiano just mentioned, that we allocated a lot of resources in training, nesting, coaching. Even now, I will see that some top performing contact center, they will allocate a certain percentage, let's say 3 to 5% of time in the operating rhythm. They will allocate special time to collaborate with our frontline agents. But you will also see that since most of the frontline staff, they are Gen Z, you will see the pressure of the millennial leaders, how they we can feel the pressure to manage millennial and Gen Z, but now also the millennial leaders, they have to face the Gen Z frontline team, and they may have the 1 to 20, 1 to 15, or 1 to 30, the ratio. So that's why we have to equip them with those soft skills, as I Lily just mentioned. They have a very complete structured stretch training, on 9 aspects. These are the skills we have to equip our immediate supervisor, immediate leaders to take care of our frontline team in order to minimize the turnover. And in fact, I just mentioned that the turnover may varies from different BPO projects, may varies from a different nature of business. But let's say if it's within a same scope, of service, same scope of project, we will also see the difference between or among leaders, the top and the the top or the lower rank of leaders. The performance may differ. Maybe the top performance may be twice better than the lower performer. So that's why if we narrow the scope to the operation management and the people management, still this is the area we can work with. We can try to learn from the top performing leaders if it's within the same environment, right? The turnover. If there's difference, that means the people skills. That's the area I think within contact center itself can take care. And with the outer scope, it will be a bigger question, then. But definitely, this is a pain point of contact center. But I'm sure that I will see that there is a positive, growth of a contact center is from the if we compare with the traditional contact center before, it is very just like a factory, just like a production, But now, today we share so much information from the other contact center. Actually, the skill set of our frontline staff. Actually, I don't want to mention that they are agents. They are professional. They are universal. They are multi-skill. They can expose to different area from not just for contact. They will expose themselves to technology, to analysis, and so on. So overall, I think the brand, the image of contact center is rising. Okay. Yeah, and so that we can attract more people. So I think in China, if we share this with Lily, we'll say before that, I think 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's very difficult to hire graduates to contact center. They thought that is a just like factory work. But now we can provide a wider scope for them. It is an ecosystem. It is a professional. So I think it will overall can help us to improve our image and at the same time to lower the turnover after all. Yeah.
Thank you, Joyce. Very good point. Lily, I come back to you regarding this one. I think you have a lot of leaders in millennial. Are there turnover as well for the leader? And there is also a question here about how you how to be good leader for millennial. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Love this topic. So I don't see unhealthy attrition rate.
okay,
I want to say in the leaders level, I mean leaders above, I do see I can see that actually a lot of them progress within within HSBC.
I
Still
see.
the majority still stay with contact center, but when they progress because I kind of encourage them to go out, especially the top talents. I'm not everybody. So it's
Mm,
kind of the top 20%. When they fall into talent pool, instead we put them into the talent pool of a bigger organization, and then intentionally to train them, and then to get them back after normally because we set 18 months as a duration of the next progression kind of. And then so that's why I take it as a healthy internal attrition. I don't see a lot of external attrition. External attrition normally happens to more general staff at this moment. Yeah. So how to become a good leader? So
for
I think
millennial, yeah. For millennial, yeah.
for so I think one thing is to build on their strengths, which the strength for them is that they are very diversified,
I
and
see.
then they have strong characters. They especially in China, because most of them, as Joyce mentioned earlier, they're a single child in the family. So
Mm,
one person enjoys two generations love. Normally eight people to focus on one person. So it means that actually they have a strong self-esteem, and they have strong character. Quite a lot of them already have overseas study
experience.
experiences, or actually the path that they have grown up are different versus ours. So to build on what they have is that besides the individual, they can to be a good leader needs to be also very inclusive. So inclusive with respect on others' diversity, because when the millennial leader has their own strong character, actually their team members are the same. They all have their very strong personal characters. So how they can connect everybody to come up with the collective success, it means that the leader, him or herself, must be very inclusive with respect and also care, and take strong ownership of, when the team needs them. So to me, this is the number one number one quality that can enable a good leader. So another aspect is the leader also needs to be very resourceful. So it's because contact center have a lot of teams, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very people centric business.
I
The
see.
leader must be very resourceful. The leader itself needs to connect a lot of different dots to
Okay.
help the agent to serve the customer in a better way. So it means that the leader to be a role model doesn't need to be very knowledgeable, but
I-
need to be resourceful with strong connectivity.
I
So so that's why it also linked with how we train them. So the last thing is that I do think that a good leader as a role model must have the heart to help. So it is a differentiator versus do a job, to do it as a job or do it as a career, honestly speaking. So because contact center can be very tough, can be very boring, can be very emotional. But if, the leader loves it as a part of life, because life is just like that. No matter who you are interacting, and then you will feel all these kind of emotion.
Okay.
So, and then at the same time, you can earn and then can progress in this role. So, so that's why the leader needs to be, it could is a genuine heart to help. People can
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
And then this also enable this person to be a role model in the team. Yeah.
Thank you, Lily. Anyway, your contact center serving for China only or international?
international. So China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Macau, and including North America. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so it is
Global
kind of
center, right?
yeah, it is
So
a
you
global
have-
center.
Global
okay, so
service.
you have different language in your contact center,
Yeah.
and international experience will be advantage as well.
Yes, it will be advantage. For example, currently, one of my vice presidents actually comes from Canada. So
Oh.
she is a Canadian Hong Kong resident. She's brought up in Canada, can speak Cantonese, but the mindset is more Western. So and then this person would be perfect actually
I see.
to lead the team. So the career conversation that I have with her is that to stay with the team for 2 to 3 years. And then progress to another ASP market, and then to some extent get into the strategic team of contact center in the global remit, and then help it again. So, I mean, it's kind of, this is the way that we discuss. It's also the way that I attract her to come from Canada to come to China. So actually, this is her first overseas, job assignment. So yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the benefits of HSBC. You have a bigger umbrella, you know.
Yeah. So it's easier for me to grab candidate. It's also to answer your previous question that people normally would rejoin me. So as long as we build the reputation and then the respect to people, to support people's career. So yeah.
Okay. This is question for Greg and Lily, of course, because you said that moving people to another department is a good challenge for them. Maybe I go to Greg first regarding, this is a question from the participant. How you define the ideal time to rotate the millennial to another? This could be also to assign them as a leader.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
What is the ideal time for them to rotate to another position?
Okay. So as I shared before, actually there are two dimensions within the company. The one dimension is vertical growth, and the other is horizontal growth, right? For horizontal growth, we set 2 years is the timeline, for the staff. If there is open opportunities for other departments, they can apply for it. Why we think that 2 years is a good time? Maybe I just take marketing as an example. So if you hire someone as a marketing executive, for example, maybe that personnel is very good in knowing about the market behavior or some of the customer behavior generally in the market, but not necessarily really understand about the Rujai product. However, if our agents is working in the contact center and also working in Rujai for 2 years, I do believe that the agents already have a very good understanding what is the Rujai branding and what is the marketing propositions, and for sure, they know well about the product and also the USP, because they also, sell the products, and also in terms of customer experience, as I mentioned, because they talk to customers every day and they know all the customer experience. They know exactly what the customer needs. So for us, we think that for moving staff to other departments is definitely beneficial to the Rujai company itself. And then of course if they apply for that positions, they still need to go through a proper interview by the department head. All right.
Does it also mean that required 2 years for them to be a team leader or something higher position?
Yes, of course, yes. For promotions, we also normally we will look at for 2 years as a timeline.
I see.
Because they really need to take time to really understand the process and also understand the people before they can go further. But of course, there are always exceptions. Because as I mentioned to you, because Rujai is actually a very new company, and we are growing very, very fast.
I see.
And as I mentioned, like Rujai operate for 5 years only.
Yeah.
And actually we start the team with a dozen of people, but now it's 220. So you can imagine there are really a lot of opportunities. And, you know, and also as a millennial leaders, we also need to agile and also resilient. If the staff is really ready, why not? I think we should not put a very rigid timeline on that. Okay. And for the vertical dimensions within the contact center itself, as I have already shared before in the training, fundamental training by Rujai, actually we train them all the servicing, all the contact center functions. So by right, they should know all the functions and process when they really assigned to a specific team. All right. So after they finish the training, of course, as I also mentioned previously, it is very important to identify what are their talents. Maybe some agents, they have a better, sales skills and also objection handling skills. Then we put them into the sales team. And also we have
great regarding, is it only training as a key for the millennia, or any others activity that we can give them besides training?
Of course, not just training, but I think training is important because it's the fundamental to give them the knowledge.
Okay.
But again, there is also a lot of factor, just like Kun Saran mentioned, incentives. If you have a very good incentive plan and you keep rewarding them, it is also a very good motivations. But of course, money is also not always, the most effective way, to drive people. Sometimes people need more recognitions, need more involvement. So I think, for example, as I mentioned, I also involve the team, get them involved, and so that they have a sense of belongings. They feel that they are part of the company. They are not just, follow the flow. So basically, they also have a contribution. So at the end, they got fulfillment. So I think there are different, aspects to drive performance.
Okay, thank you, great. Oh, I want to back to Lily regarding this, because this is very specific to you, because you are moving. With Sarun, you have question here. Don't worry, you need to prepare to answer the question. Lily, how about you? Moving to another, what is the criteria for you to moving to another, when the right time for them to move them to another department?
So our kind of standard time frame would be 18 months for one role. Okay. So but every role will be all of the roles within contact center or outside the contact center will be posted for everybody to apply. But if you are the job holder of the current role within 18 months, normally the manager will give you some guidance. So to see whether currently you are strong enough to apply the position. But if you are already more mature than the 18 months, we assume that you are already kind of the subject matter of expert in this domain. And then suppose you just feel free, so no boundary, to try everything that you want. So we apply this approach from the self-driven career management approach. And at the same time, for the top talents, as I mentioned earlier, we do have a certain percentage. And for them, we intentionally provide, for example, like short time assignment, which would range from 3 months to 1 year period if they don't form up the decision to move to other domain. But we do want to push them to progress and then to build their mobility. So this is also our approach.
Okay, so it's mean that open position is better that for everyone to apply. Back to Sharon, I think it's better you answer this question regarding incentive. Someone is very look like to ask you regarding this question. You said the salary for your team is around 10,000 baht. May I know how you calculate their incentive? This is very maybe he want to. This is maybe specific discussion with them.
So you want me to answer this? Okay,
No, just give us example. What is happening in Thailand? Maybe Rojai also can copy.
Okay, the first question is about the voice call success conversion rate in telemarketing. Okay, I can say that in Thailand now the voice call is still effective, but it will be shared with the the chat call also, because now when we put the advertising on the television, so all the other channels, we put the telephone number, and also we have to we put the line ad also. So now it's half. When you got the 100 contact, 100 contact, so 50 contact is come from the call, voice call. Another 50 contact come from chat, from the live chat.
I see.
But the conversion rate is different. The conversion rate for the voice call is around 90%.
90%.
Oh, that's really high.
Well, it's very high, 90%.
In my company standard, okay, 90%. And for the chat call is about 50%.
Okay, less, yeah.
Yeah, very different. Okay. And they said the tactic. The tactic is what I said. You can use AI also, because then I can say you can pick up the abandoned call. Sometimes when the call flow in is a lot, then you cannot pick up at a time. Then if you have line ad in your advertising, some of them will come to you, so you will have get all their contact easier.
I see.
And for my compensation in my telemarketing, okay, so now I can say the fixed salary is not 10,000 already. Now we change to 12 and 14,000, depend on their job experience. If they had a good experience, sometimes they get to 14,000.
I see.
And for the percentage, I can say that we had the range, okay, from 8 to 12% for the commission.
I see. Wow. As for your information, I mean that also here, Sarun is selling a medical
Premium food
product, yeah. Medical and this product.
It sells quite hard. That's why we have
healthy, yeah. Yeah, healthy care product, yeah.
Yeah, and our margin is quite high, and then we have to give them more commission. So mostly the commission is more than salary.
I see. Okay, thank you. Okay, Joyce, you want to answer some question here regarding? I think there is a question.
Yeah, there's a question. What can we do to create a comfortable environment for agents to increasing the soft skill and hard skill? Very simple. Listen to them. First of all, they are the internal customer, right? So listen, as I just mentioned, we have to identify those gaps. This is from the perspective of company. We identify the gaps for for capability development, but at the same time, we have to listen to our team. The VOE, VOS. Yeah, what do they need, and then we will come up to analyze what are the real training needs to balance to for both sides. And also it's very important that the design of training right now, if you feel comfortable, as we just mentioned that the characteristics of the millennial or Gen Z, what kind of what mode of training they like, it should be funful. You have to inject the gamification elements, and after all, you can measure. We should have a system to measure the satisfaction of the training, whether it help, whether the audience, the trainee, they get, they can benefit from your training. And after that, you can also observe, you can track the record to observe whether the training, can help them, in their day-to-day job. So it is a whole process to follow up, and of course the whole journey, we want to make our internal customer also feel comfortable, feel happy. And this is also kind of it will help us to reduce the turnover as well, because if they can equip with more skill, they feel more comfortable with their current job, they will actually their satisfaction is higher, and then the stress or pressure is lower. This is another way we can help them to
Thank you, Jess.
lower the attrition.
Yeah. Another point here, they mentioned that, if you listen too much to them, they become not easy to manage. Or someone say here, what is he mentioned? She mentioned rebellious soul. Yeah, what is that? What is your point regarding that one?
Oh, I think listen, definitely we have to listen. Then that's why we have to equip our millennial leaders, how to collaborate, how to communicate, how to balance, how to, and also, as I just mentioned, the persuasion skill in at the time when you see that your teammates' request is not reasonable, maybe to a certain extent, how do you persuade the communication skills you have, to act as a role model, and also to as Lily just mentioned about, you have to you're resourceful, you have to you have to make use of other resources to help you to solve the problem. So that's why I totally agree that we have to allocate more resources to provide more training to the middle layer, the millennial leader, to equip them with those skills so that they can manage, apart from external customer and also the internal customer. Yeah, it's not easy at all. Yeah, that's why I would foresee that more and more training resources are required. Then the commitment from top management is very important. Yeah.
Okay. I want to back to Lily. Do you think that millennial leaders tend to be more easy to change, or easy to, that something like that? Yeah.
Yes and no. So because it's because actually they look for, I do think that they look for opportunities, because we are talking about millennium leaders.
Yeah.
So if they are leaders, actually they are the talents within the same group of people. So they insisted on looking for opportunities, and then they don't have a lot of patience to wait for the opportunities.
I see.
They tend to speak up more. So if they don't feel comfortable, and then they will speak up, they will challenge. So that's why I think it is also related to the rebellious soul. So if we use it right, actually, it is a good spirit to challenge the status quo.
Okay.
So and so that's why I want to say that yes, they insist on their career opportunities. They look for things like that, and then they do want to make more changes than others. So as long as within contact center, we enable them to make the changes that they like, maybe small changes, like changing the shifts, or changing the way allocating. For example, now we work 50% at home, 50% in the office. So, and then we let them choose. So from all of the time slots, when they want to rotate back to the office to manage the team, and when they would prefer to work from home. Small things like that. And they all want to be, for example, like heroes, to be on the spot. So it is linked with one of the previous questions, because one asked how to engage them when they also feel bored at home or things like that.
I see.
Just no matter they stay at home or stay in the office, just make them feel like that they are the hero. Put them on the spot. So let them take the take the video of themselves, showing case how they do gyms at home, or showing case of how they, for example, create something interesting at home to entertain people. So if we do, for example, like a daily energizer like that, to feel their desire of influencing, making change, and then actually they will stay, and then they want to support the business. Among all of the boring, especially financial institution operations, contact center is the most interesting one. So most dynamic, because I guarantee each conversation is different. No customer will come back with the same tone, same experience. So every day, actually, people are making changes. Depends on how the leaders look at it, how the leader are able to coach their agents to look at things from that aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the different with Indonesia, because many contact center job in Indonesia is non-permanent job. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Can I get some point from Indonesian BPO or Malaysian Chan or Mr. Sarah? Can you speak up regarding this? Your experience in Malaysia or in Indonesia? Go ahead.
Thank you, Andy. It has been a very interesting conversation among the panelists here. And definitely, as what Andy mentioned just now in terms of the jobs over here, I wish that I can be in the contact center of Sarun.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you were to do the same thing over here in Indonesia, I think maybe not now. It's still not happening the way that I hope or I wish it could happen. Yeah. But I think I have one question for Lily. I mean, what I'm hearing from you, Lily, just now is that in terms of your contact center, you have around 3,000 people, and 70% actually fall under the category of millennials, right? And what exactly is happening right now? I mean, with this particular pandemic that's happening, yeah. And we know, I mean, from all the particular panelists, from Gretiano, from Joyce, from Sarun, we talk about these particular millennials. They are actually aggressive. They tend to be in their particular own environment. Yeah. So with this particular pandemic that's happening, more and more contact center actually moving into work from home. How exactly that you are managing them from remote? And do you see more focus needs to be given comparing to how it was before the pandemic? That's actually my question to the team, to the panelists.
Thank you, Mrs. Saru. Okay. Great. Already mentioned regarding this before, yeah, by IT. But can you highlight more? Or Lily first want to answer, please?
Okay. Yeah. So as I mentioned, that I think they do need more support and more attention. So and because we connect remotely, so although now we already have 50% time back to the office and 50% time at home, it's not every day that the team managers is working face to face with the agents. So it does require more discipline in terms of saying hello to the team. So so that's why we have the practice of check in and check out, daily check in and check out. So we use, I think the same, we use Zoom. And so in the office, and then we have the Zoom huddle. But also we have the advantage of at least they can come back to the office to meet each other once a week. So it might not be applied in all of the locations because a lot of locations are still facing the lockdown situation. So, but in the working from home's environment, it does require more connection. So it's just like our relationship with our families and friends. I mean, it's the same because most of the time now we don't go out so often. So we also connect through messaging or through the calls. So it is also applied in the work environment. As long as the daily check-in and daily check-out is in place, and then most of the time the standing by support, the button is next to the agent. Whenever when he or she is on call with the customer, he and she can still push the button to refer, and then he or she can still get a prompt respondents and support. People don't feel the distance actually. So this is the part happens in the office. So we have a very strict discipline in terms of operating rhythm. So and especially we increase the one-to-one coaching time from 1% to above 2%. I mean, mandatory for everybody. We check it, and then and we also run the Zoom triad coaching section. I mean, between the manager, team manager, and also the agent. So we use the high quality coaching, secure time, regardless how busy the line is, as a guarantee of making sure that we help people. So offline, in the live, as I mentioned earlier, we created a lot of. We have a social platform called in China called WeChat. So and then we form up the work group there. They have the daily communication. We check everybody's health safety situation every day, and then we also have for what we say account, a social media account, and then video people. For example, I would show them how I do cooking at home. And then some of the agent would volunteer to share people how he makes a cocktail at home, showing some tips and things like that. Just make people very engaged in the platform. Besides that, we send small gifts from time to time. So use the delivery to send the greeting cards together with some gimmicks delivery to the family member of those staff. So we use those approach from discipline office operating rhythm to the informal connection, and then to the activities to show care. And then we consistently do it. We don't see we see that now people value more the team time when they go back to the office. And then even before I resume the office operation for people, I can still feel that people have a stronger tie than before instead. So because it's so frequent, and yeah, so that's the way that we manage the situation. I didn't see any increment in terms of attrition, and then even my snapshot survey of the employee engagement, I mean from 1 year ago, because we did it in every half year. So every time I have a 5 to 6% increment actually. So we intentionally to pulse check people's feedback through exchange, through the activities that I described. And then I see that actually the connection is still very strong.
I see. Thank you, Lily, for the answer question. Yeah, regarding you want to add for Greg, remind about how you manage the team with your technology.
Yes, as I mentioned, because our contact center is actually cloud-based, so actually in theory, our staff can work anywhere. So in terms of the contact center supervision module, we can also monitor their productivities, occupancies real time. And also, I just share with you in our CRM, there is a module is event monitoring. So from the module itself, we are able to track, the agents, how many records views, how many clicks, and also how many transactions that they made during the day. And if we are able to see any irregular, high usage or high views on particular records, and then we are able to trigger alert so that we can to find out problems immediately. And then in terms of staff engagements, I think quite similar to Lily actually. For example, before the pandemic, we also have the a birthday party. We have the Friends God's Friday party. But just, during the pandemic, we cannot do it, physically. So we also arrange a birthday card, and also to arrange delivery, a small small gifts and then send to the staff who work from home. So basically, in terms of like communications, we also, do a lot of online meetings, and also in training, we also use online training. And so actually to us is no impact at all. And we did really compare about the productivity, the occupancies. There are actually no much difference between work from home and also work inside the office. And I think also one very important thing is our incentive plan as well is also play a very important part in keeping our agents engaged and productive, because our incentive plan is basically of course, we set a particular productivity, but if they are able to achieve more than that, actually there is no upside. So which means, they can, if they do more, they can earn more. So actually, we do not really see anything, if they work from home and it will impact them. But in returns, my feeling is millennials in general, they feel very important on their family values. So I think as a leader, we should respect them. So if they can achieve the business needs at the same time, why not, we allow them, to work from home to serve their families better.
Yeah.
And at Blujai, we also even give them extra allowance if they choose to work from home.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
interesting. I think because of the time, there is 5 minutes to go at the end of this session. Very interesting discussion. But I want to give opportunity to all speakers to give a tips, or recommendation how millennials should build their leadership capability. Yeah, who want to go first? Any tips for them? Yeah. Okay, Saran. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For I think I will summarize like this. If you have more millennials leader in your company, you must first treat them as a friends more than a chief. So if you say you are the boss, they will not listen to you. If you say you are their brother, their sister, they will talk to you.
I see.
The second, keep listening to them before you tell them to do. Okay. If you give them the order, it will not work. But if you give them the target, it will be better. The third one, let them find a way to achieve the target. Don't tell them first. Okay. Fourth one, support it on what they request and with some recommendation. Okay. Five one, give them more authority to supervise their team, because I think if they are the leader, they want some authorities to control, to make their team move forward. Not like every time call the boss, how are you, okay, is it can do or not? They don't want like that.
Right.
Sixth one, give reward to them immediately today, not tomorrow, and give to them when they success. And the other one is they are fast and aggressive, so must keep them exciting, like a horse. You have to keep them exciting, and then they will run faster and faster. If you make them bored, they will get out of you.
I see.
And the last one is, if they are not the one, don't take time to try to change them. It will waste your time. So that's all for me for the millennial.
Wow, thank you. 8 tips from Saran from Thailand, from telemarketing industry for healthcare. Yeah. And the next one from who is Lily or Greg or Joyce? Want to give a recommendation or tips?
Okay, maybe. Great, Graziano, you.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
I think Kun Saran already summarized a lot of tips for me, so I don't know what else to say. I really so, but still, I have some more tips, outside of Kunsaran. First of all, I think in general, people more in their comfort zone. So I think we need to really challenge ourselves. I think just like me, I challenge myself to leave my home country, to a stranger country, and then to do a startup business from scratch. So I think I don't mean that you have to leave your country for a change, but I think it is always good to ask yourself what else you can do to make things better. And also, I think secondly is with the digitalization transformations, in the contact center, I think we also need, as a leader, we also need to be humble to learn. And also we need to equip ourselves very well as well. And I believe nowadays, there's still lots of contact center using on-premises solution or still having a legacy system. Actually, at Blue Jay ourselves, we also have been decided to give up our inherited system from our parent company. And then now we start our cloud-based solutions contact center. And now it allows us, to have more flexibility, especially, under these pandemic situations. So I think the key is just don't afraid to make change and just try to think out of the box, always challenge yourself. I think it will make a difference. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Wow, it's very good tips. Yeah, thank you. Great.
Yeah. Okay, Andy. Then
Yeah,
my turn.
Joyce,
Okay. Yeah. Well, very good discussion and conversation. I think faced with pandemic, the contact center did things that once seems impossible, but now just overnight. So we are really very, I think the millennium generation, they are really agile and also resilient. And so I would like, I think there are many opportunities to involve millennial leaders in the digital transformation, just as Greg mentioned. It is a good, a good opportunity to be a key enabler for the digital success. There are a lot of opportunities for the millennial leaders. And also I would like to, I would like to challenge the millennial leaders to move from a know-it-all culture to a learn-it-all culture, Then to nurture your growth mindset, that's very important. So there is an old Chinese saying that we give a man a fish, then you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So I think for the millennial leaders, we have to grasp the opportunity. And I hope all in all, we all together can strive to create a better workplace and also better experience for the next generation. And we feel grateful that we can do it, together for the generation that's coming behind us. And the one last message to the millennial leaders that you have the upper hand. So good luck in getting ready for the brighter future.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. Okay, the last but not least, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So I think kind of 3 tips. The first one would be that do build love with contact center. If the millennials decide to progress in contact center, because it is a very challenging but also very meaningful business. It is emotional, connected, and also human touch. Very valuable and precious business actually under the digital environment. So especially in the COVID situation, we all see that contact center plays a crucial role in all kinds of businesses. So to become a strong leader at this and then link the purpose of a contact center with the individual, do love it. And then actually they will find a way to learn and also to grow. The second tips would be that I know that millennials would focus more on instant return, but challenge themselves and then to help them to understand and focus on the vision and future looking, especially the future trend of digital interaction linked with the human touch, because how far that they can understand that they focus actually also defines and how far that they can progress in their career. So and ultimately they can become actually the strategic maker, so beyond the current operations that they are looking after. The third tips would be that millennials are all special. So just don't just learn from the seniors, build their own leadership style and branding. So be themselves and also show the respect to people. As I shared earlier, actually diversity, it is a strength and also core value in contact center. The customers are diversified and then we are all diversified. So build their own leadership style and then it will be great. Yeah.
Wow. Big applause to all speakers. Yes, very nice sharing this afternoon. I think I take a note some good point from all of you. Thank you very much for joining us for this contact center Asia-Pacific leaders talk. Yeah, hopefully we will have more discussion, interactive discussion with this kind of method. And we can invite more participants to join this. Maybe some of them having difficulty to join this because of the registration process. We will make it next month for, that no more registration, so more easy to go in. Hopefully we'll catch up more participants for this talk. And next month we will talk about a roadmap to be leader. And the speaker, Pak Sarah here, and Bu Wani also joining us here. Yeah, we'll see them next month talking about roadmap. And as well, next, we will continue this every month, yeah, later on. And of course, with supporting with all the leaders from Asia Pacific, we will continue until the conference on 26th of November. And of course, we will see more participants from Asia Pacific to talk about contact center. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
take photo.
Okay.
Take photo together.
We take photo. Okay, everybody can open your camera.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you, Pandi.
We have to have a photo, ICCA.
Stay safe.
So thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Take care and stay safe.
See you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Next
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ICC. Yeah.
Thank you.